On December 13th, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency issued an emergency directive instructing federal agencies to shut down SolarWinds Orion products because of a substantial security threat. According to reports from the media, foreign hackers had been monitoring emails of senior officials at the U.S. Treasury and Commerce Departments for months. It soon became known that the SolarWinds Orion breach affected at least 8 U.S. federal government agencies and a total of about 40 organizations, including many U.S. businesses. All this was cause enough for Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA for short, to issue their directive concerning SolarWinds Orion. But how exactly did this security breach happen? The SolarWinds Orion breach is an example of a supply chain attack. A supply chain attack is a type of cyber attack that seeks to damage an organization by targeting the less secure elements in the organization's supply chain. To make that explanation easier to understand, let's see how the attack on SolarWinds Orion went down. Companies, of course, first had to have installed SolarWinds Orion. They used it to monitor the performance of their servers and network infrastructure to make sure everything in their organization was running smoothly. In the fall of 2019, hackers gained access to one of the SolarWinds update servers, possibly by using a password they found on GitHub. From the update server, the hackers carefully and quietly gained access to internal build systems that packaged the Orion software and planted a backdoor into a software update. The backdoor was installed by organizations included in irregular updates to SolarWinds Orion, giving the hackers remote access to wherever it was installed. It ran quietly in the background, gathering information and feeding it back to the hackers for months before being discovered. Another example of a supply chain attack was the Target hack in 2013. A heating and air conditioning vendor with remote access to Target networks was hacked, and through them, the hacker was able to access Target payment systems and steal 40 million credit cards. A supply chain attack is different than when a hacker directly attacks a victim organization. Take, for example, the Equifax breach in 2017. The credit reporting agency Equifax was compromised directly by a hacking group that exploited an unpatched, publicly known software vulnerability in a web server. Once inside, the attackers stole personal information on more than 140 million people, operating unnoticed for months. Both the SolarWinds breach and the Equifax breach appear to have had the same goal: espionage. Specifically, government-backed hackers obtaining information on their adversaries. These hacks were not destructive or financially motivated like ransomware. Rather, they were carefully executed to sit on networks for months and gather and exfiltrate as much information as possible. As for SolarWinds Orion, after CISA announced the breach, affected organizations had to shut down their SolarWinds Orion products and evaluate what systems and information the hackers accessed. The complex recovery process will take months, and it will cost millions of dollars to rebuild or replace affected systems and equipment. To prevent future supply chain attacks, organizations will need to secure their SolarWinds Orion and closely monitor third-party products and internal network assets. Thank you for watching our video on the SolarWinds Orion breach. Tista Science and Technology Corporation is a leading provider of IT solutions and professional services in the health, defense, and civilian industries. If you'd like to learn more about cyber threats or opportunities at Tista, contact us at info@tistatech.com and follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.